Yeah, hello all. Welcome to the next session of Node.js Development. In previous session, what we have discussed about Node.js Development modules, right? Uh, Before that, first we talked about what the purpose of Node.js Development, why we need to learn Node.js Development, right? Main thing is you have to take, we have to create the server-side program. For that only we use Node.js. First thing is you have to take completely your Node JavaScript from out of the browser. You have to take me generally, how to execute in the browser, right? You have to execute this time JavaScript out of the browser. If you are executing inside the browser, you no need to worry. Browser itself will take care of execution. Means no need to have specific software to run the code. But when you're talking completely out of the browser, you need one engine, like one platform that is called what? Node.js. So first we need to install Node.js in your computer, then we can do that. And in two ways we can able to do that activity called using REPL terminal, and another one is directly using .js file. Create separate file and execute it with this command like node space your js file, whatever maybe you can able to execute. And also we talked about some features of Node.js development, why we need to go with the Node.js. So one among them is this one. It is having one tool called npm. It's Node Package Manager. So in real-time scenarios, whenever you are dealing with the projects, Node projects and all, at that time we have so many dependencies, library files or dependencies will be there to manage them. That is, install them and manage them. We use npm. So if you really use npm properly, as a programmer, you no need to worry about the managing of the dependencies, and the tool itself will take care where to store the information in the packet.json some file. It only will store where to store the content data, like total code inside the node modules folder, everything the npm will be taking care. And when you're talking about this npm, actually it is available as a package in the JavaScript library, but you no need to install it separately. The moment you are installing Node.js along with that software, npm also installed. It is included inside the Node.js installation. You no need to install anything separately. The same thing you can cross check the way you check for Node is installed or not. In the same way, at that time only you can check for npm. Node is coming means npm also will come. So that is what we have discussed. So online people, Joshua and Vinay, if you are able to see my screen and also you are able to hear my voice, just give me the confirmation. Joshua, Vinay, Joshua, you are there? Vinay and Joshua, you are able to hear me?
Yes, we are able to hear you.
Okay, and you are able to see my screen and well, right?
Yes.
Yeah, fine. So after that, we have discussed about module concept in Node.js environment. Any .js file, means any JS file, I say, any JS file can be considered like a module. But why you write generally JS file? To write some functionality, right? Means to implement something. Functionality means don't expect only function keyword. Some activity. You do one file for one activity, right? So any JS file with some functionality could be considered as a module over there. When we talk about the modules in project, we'll be having multiple modules will be there. In Node.js, we categorize all those modules into different categories. All of them will fall into only these three categories. Any module you take, that will be into either of these three categories. It may be a custom or user defined module, or it may be a built-in or core module, or it could be a third party module. When you talk about the custom module, whether it is very simple one, that uh, the modules which we create, like the JS files, in simple words, the JS files which we create are custom modules. And the modules which are already available in Node.js means the moment you install Node in your computer, at that time some libraries are already installed. They are like built-in modules. How to use them, I will tell you. Next is like third-party module. Third party is something like which we don't create and which are not available directly from the node also, which are outside of your computer. Obviously you are not creating, sir, and also you are not having in that Node.js library means obviously outside. Those are actually developed by an individual or maybe some group of people, a community, or maybe even one company also. Yes, because Node.js is an open source language. Node.js is an open source platform where you people can create any JavaScript related files and you can publish them. If you have that ability of programming and all, how that zeal in your mind, then you can create your own libraries also. You can publish them. That will be available in that npm org, okay, npmjs.org, old one, npmjs.com. There you can able to publish them. Fine, whatever it is. Yeah. Now, today we are going to talk about this because if you talk about a real-time project, Node.js project or application, it will not contain only one category. Definitely, all three categories together will be there. Maybe you might have some more custom modules, few built-in modules, some moderate third-party modules. We don't know, but definitely combination of all will be there. Now, before I do that, so this is our folder, right? The backend we have something like here, Node.js, right? Uh, Here we already have few files are there, right? Uh, so normally, what is the meaning of modules? Already we know. Now I want to open this. Generally to open any location within the command prompt, directly you can go there and directly you can type there cmd and hit enter. Then it will open in the command prompt. From here, if you want this particular folder, what is the folder name? Node.js. If you want this folder to be open in the Visual Studio Code tool, we can type something like code space dot, hit enter. But for this to happen, first already in your computer, Node.js, what we call like Visual Studio Code also must be installed. I already asked you people to install it. Yeah. Now, this folder name is what? Node.js folder. This folder I am opening in the Visual Studio Code for the first time. So far, I did not open this folder. So for the first time, for security reasons, it will ask like, I trust the author. Actually, we are the authors, but sometimes what happens, some people will download some code from the internet, right? They will get some zip file folders. There is that file also they want to open in the Visual Studio Code. Okay, it's not a wrong thing. They want to analyze the code. They want to make some edits in the code. At that time, we don't know the what I say, like whether it is a pure code or not. Like it may contain some virus also. Usually, right? Whenever you are getting, so that's the reason it will give you that. And if you don't want, if you don't do this, it will not at all allow you to do anything. So you have to trust it, you have to don't trust it. Understood? Okay, but that is only for first time. Yeah, fine. That's it. Here I am already having this one. Here I am having something like this. Now, first is the module. Second is the module. How many modules are there here? Total 2 modules. Now, what I want to do is, it's a normal thing we did uh, before we talk about the concept called module. We did this like how to execute JavaScript code out of the browser. In that context, we did this. How to execute, create one JS file, write code, and node space that .js that will be created. For that, I created. Now, I would like to talk like module now. This first.js is a file which will act like a module, which is a custom module first of all, right? You know already. Double slash indicates what? It's comments, single line comments. So in this, you can do anything, normal stuff only here. What I want is something, some name, okay, custom, something like this, some name. It's like some name is there. I just want to work with this particular name here. Just name me like something Vijay, and that's it. and you can have some other blah 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 here, whatever it is you want. For okay, you can have, if you want you can have, but I don't want. Assume like some data, some not data, what you call, some code is there like this, like this. At the end of the day, I told you already yesterday that there should be a communication between the module to module, from one module to the other module. For that to happen, we need to do activities called exporting and as well as importing. So we have to export the data from one particular module. Uh, we have to import it in the other module. If you want this data to be really available not only to this module, to other modules also, there we have to export the data. And wherever you actually wanted to use this data, there we have to import it. Clear? Clear. That is what exchanging of data will be there. If you really wanted to do that, you have to do two activities: export and import. If you want to do anything, obviously it's a programming environment, right? If you want to do anything, there are certain syntax will be there, some standard procedure will be there. How to declare variables, sir? Variables are for what purpose? To store the data temporarily in your program, but to store something you have to write it, right? Concept, okay, in your brain it is there, what is the meaning of variable, but to store the variable, what you have to write, sir? Where, something like that, right? You cannot write like this also, right? Variable space name you cannot write, because you have to follow certain syntax. In the same way, sir, if you want to do what we call, like, models to be communicated with the data, one should export, other should import. That is called concept, clear? But to export, how? Some syntax should be there. Clear? To export, we use keyword called this one. Keyword means whatever syntax called module data exports equal to something we write, then that value will be exported from the complete module. In that module you have so much data, in that which one you want to export, you can able to export it. Clear or not? Next, in another module you wanted to import the data. To import it, there is a default method is available. The method name require, and what you have to write for this is codes you have to write, and here you have to write the path of that, from which module you want to import. Understood? Sir, I have written some data in the first module, sir, I exported. Now I want to import that data from third module, or in the third module, or in the fourth module. Any module I want to import. There is no guarantee that all our R files are present in the same folder. Maybe present in the other folder also. That's why we need to provide the full path, proper path. Full path means proper path. The path of that module we need to provide. That's it. Export is like done like this, and import is done like this. Now go to this. Okay, other code I told end of the module. What I am writing, module data. This complete module will export something called person. Understood or not? That's it. It can have any data, sir. It can have any program, any data and all. But end of the day, I mean, it's end of the line, whatever it is, end of the module, what you actually wanted to export from this, we have to write it. How to write? We have to module data exports. Clear? This is normal. Something you have written, welcome to second, whatever. Now what I have to do, I want to get this data. If I have to get that data, first I have to import it. To import it, we have to use require. The method name will be require. Here, what is my module name? Second. What I want to import first, I am in second. What is the folder of second? Node.js. What is the folder of first? Also Node.js, means directory of first also same. Then if I want to import any module which is present in the same directory, You have to write dot slash. What you have to write? Dot slash indicates current directory, current folder. Now see, it is showing modules there. How many modules are there in the directory? Only one, because you are already in the second. You want to get from others, sir. Second data already available in second only. Now you will be getting. Now observe very careful. This side is telling it's a file name. First.js is a file, but here it is what it is telling? First only. Understood? No, because that is a module. Every JS file is a module. So this is some description about that module. This is what you usually observe in while working with React, and you'll be having these things, right? This side will be having something more extra information, because that is not from us, that is from the already some people created. We are only using it. Okay, you don't need to put .js here, not required. Clear, Maru? Clear, man? You don't need to put first.js, something not required. Now, from where you are getting? From first. What kind of data you are exporting over there? Person, which is what type of string type, right? Now that data will come actually, and will you have to take the data and you have to store the data. That is your problem. If you write normal results, it will work, but it will not come and it will not store. Importing happens, sir, but you are not collecting it. You want something from the US. Okay, you don't want to go to US, but you want something from the US. People will export there, right? And here you have to import it, right? So exported, and somewhere it will come, right? You're not collecting it. That's your problem. Exporting properly done and importing also did. Now you have to use it. So here also the same story. Module that export using that, exports using that, you will be exporting already done. Require will be importing. But what kind of data you are importing, you have to be careful. Some string and something coming, that data you are storing here. Now I want to print. Intentionally I have written other name. What is the name I have written? User. What is the name I have written? User. Why I written user? Because don't think like person, that's why person. Nothing. This is a local name. It's a local name. What will come? The person value only will come and store in the user. Now print it. That's it. Simply print this. But actually, it is importing a string. It is also not thinking about that name. What it is importing? Simply string. Now say, now I want to export this. Generally, what is my file name? Second.js. I want to export this file. If I export this, then only I will come to know whether it's been imported or not. You already know how to execute JavaScript code in the background, right? I have to go to that specific location in the command prompt. Yes. Then type command like node module name, right? File name, not module. This one is file name. Okay, whatever it is, .js file name. So our file name is what? Second dot. Yes. Hit enter. What it's printed? So welcome to second, normally printed, but Vijay printed. Vijay value is coming from another module, first module. In this way, components can modules can communicate, or module can transfer the data from one module to other module. While you're transporting the data can be anything, sir. Here, the data can be this time it could be number. Yes, sir. No. See, color number, that is. It's not string number, right? But these things you have to be careful. Sometimes it will allow properly. Sometimes you have to write uh, careful name. Okay, something like place. End of the day, I am exporting what? The means object I am exporting. Clear? You are normally using console.log and it is fine, but actually how do you, if you really want to access it, you have to get it dot. Here sir, user. Here sir, the data completely coming is in the form of an object. If you wanted to access it, how to access it? Dot user dot. This is console you are using, okay, it will print as it is, but if you want to access it, you have to use this, right? Import dot what do you call it? User dot name place, user dot name. So almost same data. I don't want to write decimal points and all. Got it? 40.5. If you transfer 40.5, 40.5 will come. Means all other data also will come, sir. I have written few examples, right? Other data also will come. If you transfer boolean, boolean, right? A boolean true, that also will be transferred. Anything you can able to transfer it. Clear? Or you have two three fields. All two three fields you combine together as one object and also transfer. Understood, Harish? Here you have requirement like this. One time one value you part transfer. Instead of that, now put all of them into one object and also transfer the object. Most of the time this only will happen because order, order. What order will contain? Order ID, order number, order name, order person, order product, something like that. So one order will be transferred from product page to order page to product page. I'm talking about back end. I'm not talking about front end. In the background, in the back end also program will be there or not there. The data will be transferred between the modules like this. Clear? And you can import data in any of the module. Like first module I exported, right? There is no compulsion that only in the second module I have to import the data. In any of the other modules also you can able to import the data. The only thing is first module you are doing, right? First should be export ready. If you make it export ready, then in any of the module we can able to import it. You understood the meaning of this statement? So don't think like communication means one with other one. This pair completed. Next means third, fourth, other module. Next means fifth, sixth, other modules. No, from here to there, there to here, you can able to. But while doing that, you have to be careful. It should not get into loops, something like that. You know, right? No, you don't know. This is importing other one. That is importing other one. This is calling that one. That again will call this one. This again will call that one. That again will call this one. Got it, Bhargav? What I am talking. You are exporting, okay, first fine. In the second you are importing, good. In the second, if I again export something, again that if I import again in the first, then if I start second will import first one. In the first, what will happen? First it will go to first. In the first, again it is importing the second, again will export second. In the second, one statement is called, again that one. It iterates into unnecessary what kind of looping thing and all. You can export anything, you can import anything, but ensure that it is not getting into that looping style. Clear? So in this way, components can communicate with each other, and we can able to transfer the data. Right? Here I have written one function. What is the function name? Function name is what? Learn. What it's printing? Learning. This one word like learning. Right? So here, what I'm exporting actually? Function. So I'm exporting one entity from. See, you can export anything. This time, not the values, but this time I'm exporting one complete function. Now go there and here, okay, user whatever does not matter. What should come and store in user function? It's telling already. It's a function type, which is a void type. Void means it is not importing anything. Not import. What you call return. Return functions will be there two types, right? With two types means in terms of return value it is two times. It may return, it may not return. If you add parameters also extra into that, so it will become four types. But my function here, you what you call, whatever we define that function, what is the name we give for the function? Learn is not returning anything. RETURN if you write, then only it's called return, sir. The function is not returning anything. That's why its function type is void type. If it is returning something, then that value it will be mentioned. Got it or not? Now happy? What its return type now? String. Clear? User is a dummy name. User means learn only. Learn is what type? String type. It is returning a value string. Fine. Okay, I don't want to do that. Not required. Save. Go there. What I am printing now? Function. Exclude this. Welcome to second. Okay, leave it. That's normal console statement, which is in the second one. But what you are getting from first one is called function, right? It is telling like you're trying to print what user, right? It is telling user meaning is what? User is a function, which is actually is learn function. User meaning is that one it is. Clear or not? What I am doing this time? I am calling the function. What is my function name? User, sir. Local name is user. Learn only, but in second function it is called as user. Second module. Executed function. If you call the function, what will happen, sir? If you call a function, function will be executed. Clear? So that's it. In this way, you can able to. But there is no point of writing like this. If you write also, normally execute and because it is not returning anything, sir. Console.log of hello. What will print? Hello. Whatever it is there, that will print or not. Console.log AB plus A plus B. What it will print? A plus B addition it will do. That value will be printed. Yes or no? First, what will happen? A plus B only will happen, right? I repeat it. Console.log of A plus B. If you write, what will happen, sir? First, A plus B will happen, right? Then A plus B value will be printed. Here also, console.log of user parenthesis. If you write, what will happen? First, this one will be executed. Means function will be called. If you call the function, what will happen? That functionality learn will be printed. Is that function returning any data? No. If any returns, that value will come and store there. But that function is returning nothing, void. So that's why console.log of printing nothing or void. It is like undefined. If you have some variable to hold something, but it is declared, function you are calling means something is declared, but it is not returning any value means in that no values are there. If values are not there in JavaScript, it will define undefined. It will print like undefined. Clear or not? So that's it. This is about your what you say. What? Yeah. So importing modules and as well as exporting the modules. So this is about your what we say like user defined modules. I did it with few values, something like that. You can have big data, big like employee object which is containing 24 properties. So you write it that you can export it. Got it or not? After exporting here, you'll be getting the data, right? Then you print the data. You do. other activities, whatever you want. Yes, you can able to do that one. Clear? No point of doing this because it's not getting any data over there. What I have written, process at, assume this is like object, this is a property, right? This also I don't want to execute for some time, some reason. So this is not for importing, exporting. This is for normally executing one JavaScript file from Node. Clear? That concept already I told you leave it for some time, but I don't want to write another file and already it is there. No exporting, importing there. You're exporting, importing. I am not printing. You exported here, sir, but nothing you are printing. I don't. I want to do something different here, and I want to print that value. So just go to the browser. Anything printed? Anything printed? Huh? What it is printed? One array printed, right? Huh? Yes, sir. No, one array printed. How many values printed? How many values? Two values. What is the second value? Path of that file where you are executing. Where I am executing that inside the second.js file. So the complete path of the file it will give the full path, not like only absolute, not relative. It will give absolute means total path it will give. That is the second argument. First argument, who is executing your file? Node. That node where it is installed, that node path it will give. Able to say in my computer whenever you install that starting when you install Node.js, it installed in program files in that Node.js folder inside that node.exe. It's a executable file. It's a application, right? So that is actually executing your code. What code? JavaScript code. We already know how JavaScript code is executed outside of the browser, sir. Node.js environment, right? Already we installed that environment address. That's it. Who will give that process data? ARGV. Actually, what it will give is what actually value will come is when you are executing, these are called command line arguments. These are called what? Command line arguments means this is okay, just a command default. This is the file name. In this, what you are passing? You are passing nothing. I repeat, while executing this command, you are passing nothing. You are only executing one file. Here I am passing some data. Are you following? I am passing some data here. I am writing something like Hari money. Understood? So those are called what? Command line arguments. Means while generally you know how to pass data from one to other is like using functions. Generally how to call the data at runtime. If you want to pass some data to some functionality, we use function and arguments. We use right arguments. Add function you define are int a comma where b something. But while calling add function, what you will do? Add of 20 comma 40, add of 2 comma 4 you write it. The 2 comma 4 you write it execution time, right? Yes or no? You are passing the values but arguments to the function. They are called function arguments. They are called what? And here we are passing, these are also like arguments, but we are passing through command line. Through command line, black color window. While typing the command, we are doing it. Yes or no? Those are called command line arguments. In order to hold or in order to access command line arguments, there is a property called argv. Property name is argv, and that property is present in a object called process. What is the object name? Process. It's a default object available in the Node.js. You know document object in normal JavaScript. Uh, do we create that object? No. It's already in the same way backend side in the Node.js environment. Process is one object, okay, which is containing some uh, process object which is containing some argv something like that. And what exactly argv will do is like dynamic, means dynamic means at runtime command line arguments. So you're known of using that word dynamic also, because command line arguments are when you're running only will type, right? When you write the code, it will not work. Command line when you will do, sir, the moment when you want to start program, react means npm start, node.js means node space .js whatever. But when you will do this, when you want to run the program, that only. So these are called what? Command line arguments. So in order to maintain, or in order to work with the command line arguments, what we have to do, what you have to do, we have to type node space that one, and then you have to pass the data. Generally, normally also you can pass, but if you don't use process.argv, you cannot access them. You cannot access them. Clear? What people will do here is, okay, I want hurry. How can I get hurry? Third element. Yes or no? How can I get money? Fourth element. First two are already fixed. You understood what I'm talking? What is this, sir? Special is an array, sir. In that only data will come. To access array elements, sir. Ah, ah. It will give you the address of the node. Following right, Arish. Now what it will give? It will give the address of the file location. Now what it will give? Array means the argument. First argument means first two are default arguments. Next third argument it will give. Whatever the value you pass, that will be there. Clear or not? Combined lines are it. That time whatever you pass, that value will be taken. I hope you understood. In the program, listen very carefully. Very important thing. In the program, if you don't want to store usernames or passwords and all, we can pass like this. Understood? Now, special of 2 is the username. Special of 3 is the password. From where we'll get the data? Directly from the command prompt when you are running. Understood or not? Clear? Assume you have one condition, sir. Some if condition you have written over there. Assume in that way. Okay. If the username and password is correct, username and password is correct, and username someone will write here. Okay, some variable here. That username assume like it is coming from the front end. For some time you assume like this user is coming from the front end, and this username is coming from the password is coming from the front end. In the front end you let a username password, right? From there only it will come to the next one called what? Node.js. Say, okay, some name here. If the username whatever you entered, if that matches with the original username will pass from this one command from. Understood or not? Example I'm telling guys, and it may not be same. And next to password is equal to special 3. Then here you'll write the code like home page open. Understood? Here you'll write something like error message. So they have to enter correct username password. No one knows, only except that person. But you are running here, right? you can able to pass it. But actually more than the username password, for people where we will use this is uh, like what I say, we have to connect to the database. From the Node.js program, we have to connect to the database, MySQL or MongoDB, we have to connect. Sometimes MySQL, if you install, you'll be having username, password for that. Username and passwords. If you have to connect to that, everything is with the libraries, right? For that also, you have one library, you'll be installing that package. Then you'll be typing, okay, then dot connect, you'll write one method. Then URL, comma, username, comma, password. How you have to write it? Directly, you have to write in the code. If you want no one should know your username and password, understood or not? Then what you let is connect their connection path, comma, special of 2, comma, special of 3. Special of 2 is what? Username. Special of 3 is what? Password. When it will be done? If you want the complete program to start means first you have to run, right? When you are running only you will pass it. I hope you understood. So no one knows it except the admin. Admin means the last person, like who is having the super power about that particular application. You create one application, sir. Who will put it in the cloud, or you will make it available for the all the people. There will be some cloud people or some DevOps people, right? Who will be doing that administration activities. At that time, you ready everything code. Then they will type node space server.js. Then MySQL pass, whatever main database username and password, it enter, then program will start and running. No one knows, and even though if you open the code also, there also you can't see the password. I hope you understood. Clear? So this is one way of protecting the usernames and passwords related to any servers. Database also servers. So if you want that to be stopped, you can able to use this. So actually, to do all these things, first of all, we should know how to collect the command line, arguments. To do that, we use a object called process, and next is like ARG. With the help of that, we can able to get them. Clear? So yeah. So again, to what extent you have completed your programming fundamentals, sir? It is very important before we move uh, further. You should be good with. I mentioned right few things here long ago. Here, here. Loops, okay, variables and data types obviously will be there. Next, conditions and loops, arrays, functions. You have to be very good with that. Then only we can uh, all the programming we do with this only. So again, you go through this and ensure that you are good with the syntax. Online people also just take a day or 1.5 day, whatever it is, but ensure that you are good with the. These are called programming fundamentals, like variables, data types, conditions, loops. Next is what? Functions, arrays. One more also I forgot to mention over there. I told orally that day, but I did not. Right? Operators. Yeah, to perform different operations, we need operators, right? So work with this, guys, and so in the next session we are going to see some other aspects of Node.js. That is, uh, already we are done with this now. Nothing else will be there related to custom modules. This only with the custom modules. The only thing changes is we are in the future we are going to write lot of lines of code. The number of lines of code will be improving, and because here we don't have any direction. If- What to write, we don't have any direction. If started as what we will write, one loop we will write, one function, just like that we will write, just like that we will write. But later we will create one project, right? Then for that project is some purpose. In the database related code we will write in one module, some code you write in another module, something like that. Then again, we'll be talking about user defined modules. But in the next session, we'll be talking about built-in models. The purpose of built-in models means that to how to access the built-in model and how to get some methods out of it and how to use it. Those aspects we'll be planning in the next session, and also we'll be creating the first Node.js project. Clear? But meanwhile, don't waste your time. Again, I'm telling you 2 3 times. I told uh, finish that fundamental concepts of JavaScript. Fine. So that's it, guys. If you are having any doubt, Vinay and Joshua, just let me know. Like importing, exporting, and all. If you have anything, just let me know. If not, if you are clear, just mention like you are clear.
Yeah,
So all of
clear.
you should. Oh, you want this?
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, you can take this if you want. Yeah, you also can. If you want, you can take this. Joshua, you can take the screenshot. Vinay also, you also can take the screenshot. Done. But here this first is the first module. This side is the second module. Done. Okay, guys. We'll see other things in the next session. Bye, guys.